Let's say you truly want to become who you could be in the fullest sense. Not the diluted version you settle for, but the complete version, someone capable of solving real problems in the world. To even begin that journey, the first thing you must do is admit the seriousness of the problems you face. That realization alone is no joke. When you genuinely acknowledge the size, depth, and weight of your challenges, fear arises instantly. The problem becomes like a mythical hydra, something that seems capable of freezing you in your tracks, turning you to stone the moment you truly look at it. This is why most people avoid looking at their problems too closely. Because the honest confrontation itself is terrifying. But if you want to grow, if you want to become strong, competent, and meaningful, you must first face that fear. And once you face it, the next question arrives. Will you take responsibility for it? Will you actually carry the burden required to fix what's wrong? And that's a heavy load. Responsibility demands discipline, sacrifice, growth, and transformation. It forces you to get your act together, to stop contributing to the problems and start becoming part of the solution. The problem is frightening, but the solution is daunting. Yet here's the upside. There is nothing more valuable than a problem worth solving. A problem meaningful enough to pull you forward each morning. A responsibility great enough to justify the suffering you endure. A burden that gives you purpose. Purpose is the antidote to bitterness. And without purpose, life becomes unbearable. If you want your life to be meaningful, then what you do must matter. Your actions must carry weight. And one of the most powerful things you can do is look at your past with complete honesty. To take responsibility for every mistake you made, every wrong you committed, and every right action you avoided. Does doing that change the world? It depends on how deeply you're willing to go. Because when you repair your past, even in small ways, you transform your future. And that transformation ripples outward into the world. But in this process, you must allow yourself to be imperfect. When planning your life, don't wait for a perfect plan. Make a plan, any plan, and begin implementing it. You'll discover what's wrong through action, not overthinking. Then you adjust. You correct course. You refine. That is how progress is truly made. And when you evaluate your progress, compare yourself only to who you were yesterday, not who someone else is today. Because someone will always be doing better than you in some category. If you compare yourself to them, you'll feel defeated, unworthy, or resentful. But comparing yourself to your past self is different. It's honest. It's possible. It's motivating. If you can make yourself even slightly better each day, that compounds into extraordinary growth. Human thinking itself is mysterious. You reflect on a problem deeply, and suddenly, a solution appears from somewhere beyond conscious control. You don't know how it formed, it simply rises from within. The same mind that dreams at night solves puzzles during the day. You're not fully in control of your own internal processes, but something within you wants to move upward if only you allow it. And yes, the world can be interpreted in many ways. But some interpretations lead to chaos, suffering, and confusion. Others lead to stability, meaning, and growth. Your task is to choose perspectives that help you act today without creating disaster tomorrow. That begins with admitting that your current worldview is incomplete. That humility opens the door to creative, flexible, lateral thinking. You accept, I might be wrong, but I can learn. I can improve. Each time you discover a flaw in your thinking, you yourself become less flawed. Daily life is the true structure of your existence. People think big events determine life, but it's the mundane, repeated moments that matter most. The routines you live every day shape your destiny. If you spend 20 minutes each day in conflict or frustration, that becomes a large portion of your life. Fix the daily things, the small annoyances, the repeated disagreements, the inefficient habits, and you fix a huge percentage of your life. Anything that happens every day is not small. It is your life. This is why noticing your patterns matters. You admit the problem. Then you take the smallest possible step that someone like you can realistically manage. A humble step. A doable step. When you move even slightly in the right direction, your thinking reorganizes. And something within you, call it intuition, wisdom, or the voice of your conscience, begins to guide you. It's strange, but no stranger than the fact that you can think or dream at all. Something deep inside you aligns itself with your effort when your actions aim toward what is meaningful. You might not be able to fix everything at once. You might not be able to change the whole world. But you can change yourself. You can carry responsibility voluntarily. You can correct your mistakes. You can become honest. You can grow stronger. And as you do, your world changes, slowly, then suddenly. Meaning isn't found in comfort. It's found in responsibility. And when you pick up a meaningful load, even a small one, you discover a version of yourself you didn't know existed. A version capable of courage, discipline, clarity, and resilience. You begin to realize that your potential is far greater than your fear. And when one person chooses to aim upward, the world becomes a little less chaotic. Because one honest, responsible individual has far more positive influence than we usually recognize. You don't need perfection. You don't need certainty. You simply need an aim and the courage to take the first step. Because the moment you do, your transformation begins.